For thousands of years, Turkish carpets and hand-woven rugs have been renowned for their quality and beauty. Now a new trend is emerging in this revered tradition. It is called upcycling, using old material for new designs. You can see the results at stores here in Chicago, but when Usher Qureshi, that is, recently went to Turkey, he found out just how it was done.
Here in Uşak, the rug capital of Turkey, these worn and discarded carpets are about to be reincarnated. Burak Aydogan is the owner of Knotisse, an Istanbul-based wholesale carpet company that produces modern Turkish carpets and kilims. Aydogan and his team collect thousands of old rugs and kilims from all over Turkey.
We stock them here, then we categorize them. The ones in good condition and the damaged ones.
The good ones begin the process of what Aydogan calls upcycling, which involves taking the vintage carpets and kilims and repurposing them for what will eventually become new, modern rugs.
The material in these vintage kilims, they are very good quality. They are all made in between 1950s and 1980s. And all of them, they were made by hand. The yarn is spun by hand. And today it is very difficult to find this hand-spun material, and the effect in the kilim is much different than today's material. So we prefer to use this material.
The carpets are first loaded into a large wooden drum like this. As the drum spins, the decades of dirt and dust particles are purged from deep within the pile of the rug. Next, they are soaked in a mild detergent, washed, scrubbed, and spin dried. After they have dried, some of the newer carpets are sheared to even the pile before eventually being re-dyed.
We are changing the form into more valuable look, and that's why I call them upcycling.
There is a different process for recycling the old kilims, which were hand-woven using a flat weave style. First, they must be unraveled by hand. Aydogan sends them to small villages like this one in the foothills of Turkey, not far from Uşak, to be dismantled. Back at the warehouse in a small corner room at the rear of the facility, a chemist mixes together cocktails of natural dyes to create the palette for Aydogan's modern motifs. The high-quality yarn is then hung outside and dried. Once the unraveled material from the vintage kilims is reprocessed, it is brought back to the villages, where weavers begin the process of creating New World designs from Old World quality. Weaving kilims is a skill that has been passed on for generations here in the small village of Manisa. But the traditional weavers were initially baffled by Aydogan's bold take on time-honored Turkish design.
Oh, they were very surprised. We brought them new designs and new colors. I mean, they were not used to use pink in a kilim, but in our funky pieces, we like to use some flashy colors. And first they said, no, it is not possible to make this kilim with this color.
But eventually they came around. Leyla Girgin has been weaving kilims for nearly 30 years. She says she appreciates the new flair and the unconventional designs, but not just for the aesthetics.
These designs are easier to weave than the traditional ones, so we were able to make them with no problems.
The new carpets have shipped across the world and even arrived here in Chicago. Brian Rojana Sumafong is a sales manager and carpet buyer for Oscar Isbirian Rugs in Chicago's River North neighborhood.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
His responsibilities include identifying the hottest trends in rug design for his customers. Many of those designs, he says, come from Turkey.
Turkey is a place that people in the rug industry really looked forward to going to because they do such interesting, unusual things.
Brian says Knotisse is doing cutting-edge work by mixing traditional materials with contemporary design.
So this is a really interesting texture. We have, the background is like a kilim weave, so it's a flat weave rug, woven kind of how a piece of fabric would be woven, without pile. And this is black goat hair, cotton, and wool all twisted together, so you get this kind of heathering effect.
He also says the upcycled Turkish rugs are not only popular here because of their flashy style and quality materials, but also because of their eco-friendly origins.
There's a sense of it being green. I think, as a people, we're very aware of how much we consume every day, and the idea of repurposing anything in our lives, or anything that was once old that we can sort of reuse in a new way, I think that we find really compelling.
Aydogan says for him, it's important to keep the tradition of Turkish carpet weaving alive, and the idea that this otherwise discarded material is finding new life in his modern designs is exciting.
Oh, I love it actually. I mean, when I see one of my peers in a magazine or in a beautiful house, I feel really good. And when people like my designs or they enjoy our products, it makes me happy.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Usher Qureshi.
And to learn more about the upcycled Turkish rugs, you can visit our website.